I hope everyone is doing very good. Yes, as a part of the online classes due to COVID-19 lockdown, today we'll learn about the fundamental unit of life. And in this video, we will discuss or we will learn some topics like landmark in cell study, postulates of cell theory, unicellular and multicellular organism. So first of all, let us discuss the discovery of cell or the landmarks in cell study. Cell was first discovered by Robert Hooke. You can see in the picture here Robert Hooke, an English scientist in the year 1665. He observed the dead cell in a thin cork slice in a self-made microscope. That is the primitive microscope which you can see in the picture here, and named them cellulae. Actually, cellulae is a Latin word which means small or little rooms of a Buddhist monastery. Understand? This is how Robert Hooke discovered cell, and later on he published this information in his book known as Micrographia. So this is the picture of the cell which was discovered by Robert Hooke, and it looks like honeycomb also, right? Yes. So the discovery of the cell by Robert Hooke is very important in the history of science, in the history of biology. Another very famous scientist, you can see the picture here, Anton von Leeuwenhoek, in the year 1674 designed an improved microscope and observed the first free living cell in pond water. And that free living cell is none other than the bacteria. Yes, okay. So, yes, another scientist, Robert Brown, in 1831 discovered nucleus in the cell. J.E. Purkinje in 1839 coined the term protoplasm for the fluid substance of the cell. And coming up now is the cell theory. Let us see the postulates here. All organisms are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the basic unit of life in all living things. All cells are produced by the division of pre-existing cell. That means all cells arise from the pre-existing cell. So the first two cells were formulated by Schleiden and Schwann, and the third one was formulated by Virchow. And you can see the pictures of the scientists who were behind the cell theory. Understand? Yes. Now, a cell can be viewed as an enclosed vessel within which innumerable chemical reaction takes place simultaneously, and these reactions are under very precise control so that they contribute to the life and formation of new cells. Okay, I hope you have understood up to this. So we'll move on to unicellular and multicellular organism. The invention of magnifying lenses led to the discovery of microscopic world. See, the invention of magnifying lens, okay. And what do you mean by unicellular organism? The organism which are made up of single cell are called unicellular organism. Example, amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, chlamydomonas, euglena, etc. And you can see the picture here. Their single cell is able to perform all the life processes like obtaining of food, respiration, excretion, growth, and reproduction. See, all the the life processes is done by the single cell. As the body of this unicellular organism cannot be further divided into cells, they are known as acellular organism also. Understand? Now we'll move on to multicellular organism. The organisms which are made up of number of cells are known as multicellular organism. Fungi, plant, animals are the example which you can see in the picture here. These are all multicellular organisms. Some organisms can also have cells of different kinds. See, some organisms, they have what? Cells of different kinds. An example is the human, which you can see the the cells of the human here, different types. Okay, so the shape and the size of the cells are related to the specific function they perform. The shape and the size of the cells are related to the specific function they perform. Some cells like amoeba have changing shape. You can see the picture here, amoeba, it has got the changing shape. It can change the shape. And in some cases, the cell shape could be more or less fixed and peculiar for a particular type of cell. For example, nerve cell have an atypical cell. Okay, yes. Each living cell has the capacity to perform certain basic functions that are characteristic of all living form. So how does a living cell perform this basic function? We know that there is a division of labor in multicellular organisms such as human beings. This means that different parts of the human body perform different functions. The human body has a heart to pump blood, a stomach to digest food, and so on. Similarly, division of labor is also seen within a single cell in many cases. In fact, each cell has got certain specific components within which it is known as cell organelles. Understand? So a cell is able to live and perform all its function because of these cell organelles, and these cell organelles together constitute the basic unit called as the cell. So I hope you have understood after this, and I hope you have learned. You will be able to answer who discovered cell and how and why is cell called the structural and functional unit of life, the difference between multicellular and unicellular organism. Understand? And here comes the end of today's lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.